Welcome back to Stranding. I'm a little bit louder than normal because I stopped caring about, disturbing others if they don't like it, whatever. But we left off picking up BB-28 or Lou from. Jeez, that's loud. Dead man. Did I? I feel like I'm a complete idiot. I'm sorry. We left off getting BB-28. Now that just aggravates me. I could have continued on. Got me. Wondering why it kept walking. Alright, where's Hunchback? That's it. I don't remember his name and it doesn't matter. That dog. So creepy. I'm sorry. I'm no longer gonna call him whatever his name is. From now on, I am calling him the Fear. I'm surprised video didn't actually give him that kind of nickname as an Easter egg. Need that. This is what I need. This is what I need. Let me fix my cargo.
I was born to fight.
Sure about that?
Engage.
Well. I was gonna take up my job.
Toss your frag.
Don't toss frags. Oh, hi. Okay. Take a look. Come on, come down. No.
Fall back, bunk it out.
Finally. That's what's hurting the ears.
We need reinforcements. Dan!
Please don't. Don't. Please don't come closer.
Where's my baby?
I'm not. Okay, let me just take up the crumbs. Find a way to do that. I can slide? Wait. Why didn't I know this? Oh. Shush. Shush.
My dear.
So it's over this way. So there they are.
My dear baby.
Which one's him?
Dan!
In the back. One in the back is him. Come on. Actually, I picked up rags. Stun, smoke. Yeah.
Baby.
Wait!
Open fire.
I picked up a shotgun.
One, my baby.
Oh, mine. He's mine.
North rally point. We need reinforcements. Go!
I need lots of these. Where's the empty one? I need an empty gun.
Get my baby. My dear. Ground!
Jesus, 2 shotguns. Knock him out.
Shoot the motherfucker!
Hey, language. Out. That was stupid. Is that it?
We need reinforcements!
It's not it.
Move!
Let's try it from go down. So I don't end up killing myself.
Where's my baby?
It's not your beauty anymore.
Get my baby.
Oh.
Open fire!
I didn't even see him there.
Give him hell!
Alright. Running instead of ow. Okay, that's it. Done. Didn't it say his name? You gonna say something or not?
This is all my fault. I should never have put you in that prison.
What? go. I honestly want to know more about that. Okay, I can't do anything to figure it out. Yo, thanks for the explanation. Kojima was really good at okay, cool. Jesus. I took so much damage. I could have done a lot better. I really could have. Please, tell me it's about to... Hi, Trophy. Please tell me it's about to explain more on the whole thing with bridge babies and all that. I actually want to know more about the Death Stranding. It seems like the only way to get any information about it is through the interviews. Of course, it doesn't explain.
Well,
Holy crap.
Lou? Lou?
How's little Lou doing?
No response.
Well, look at that. That child's taking a shine to me. You two were out cold, so I had you brought here. You were right. Whatever you did back there returned us to our own world. I put your cargo and gear in your private box. You slept for a whole day, you know. Slept like the dead. I'm
Might as
already
well have
back in
been.
Capital Knot. Fragile's beach has been coming in handy. Sam, I owe you an apology. Lou was the name you were going to give your own baby if he'd had made it. I should have
What?
pieced it together sooner.
Don't know what you're talking about.
What?
I found some records from 10 years ago. A death, sudden, in the middle of a town. Young woman in the prime of her life. Nobody knew until it was too late. A void out. Her husband, who was a member of Bridges, had dooms. He tried, but he couldn't get to her in time. The whole town was wiped off the map, leaving nothing but a big crater and him. Because he was a repatriate. People wanted answers. Did the man hide his wife's body on purpose? The only survivor was the only suspect. He was easy to blame, and people did. And pretty soon, they were blaming Bridges too. The man felt responsible, so he left. And his wife, who died, her name was Lucy. She'd been pregnant, poor woman. They were going to name their son Lou.
Didn't happen.
But it did. President Strand told me. She talked about you all the time. He didn't have to cut all ties and walk away, she said.
You wanna shut the fuck up?
Calm down, Sam. Take a seat.
My God, he is pulling that it's not your fault bull crap.
I told you before about my body. 70% harvested from cadavers. Do you want to know the real reason why?
So that's why they're
Because the
or he's
story
called
you've
Dead Man.
heard is one I made up. The truth is, I'm Frankenstein's monster.
What?
Artificial. Grown from pluripotent stem cells. And when that vital spark didn't manifest in all my organs, they replaced the defective ones with those of the dead. I never had a birthday. I'm a soulless meat puppet. No ka, a dead man. People born the traditional way have beaches. You have one. BB too. But I have no such connections. No mother. No afterlife. No beach. You see now why I'm so obsessed with it all? Why I joined Bridges? The battlefield. Now that was an awful beach. But strangely, I didn't hate it. Because I knew you were coming for me. I've never felt that before. Connected to someone, anyone. You didn't have to cut all ties and walk away. The president was right about that much.
Wasn't anything to walk away from. It's not like I was ever welcome there.
Come on, even I was welcome. Oh, that. You were holding it. It's an old dog tag, US issue. Wasn't easy prying it out of your hand. Clifford Unger, as you can see. I looked him up in our database.
Ah, yes.
Found a
beard.
match. He was US Army Special Forces. Fought in Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan.
That's him.
Well, that's all I've managed to dig up so far. You must be caked in chiral matter from the battlefield. Time for a shower, I'd say. Oh, I won't be joining you this time. The Heartman issue is no longer a concern. I've seen to it that our conversations won't be recorded.
I forgot that he took a shower with him. That...
Sam, do you copy? As you might have suspected, time here stopped while you two were on that battlefield. If my thinking is correct, the dimension to which you traveled is a kind of beach. To explain a little, our bodies, our ha, all occupy the same world, but our souls, our ka, have beaches all their own. These beaches are given form inside our brains by our beliefs, religion, philosophy, and so forth. As a result, a beach can be anything, and those anythings form a multiverse. However, if many people die at once, their beaches can become entangled, creating a strand field. This phenomenon is exacerbated in wartime by omnipresent feelings of resentment and despair. Beaches are more easily and frequently entangled. On such a beach, exits vanish and experiences cycle endlessly. Picture it like a record player. The needle skips, playing the same phrase again and again. They're fighting a battle that has no beginning or end. Round and round it goes. Now, the battlefield you visited was in Eastern Europe in World War II. Which is strange, given that the man you encountered, Clifford Unger, played no part in that conflict. I can't explain it, but if you can connect me to the chiral network, who knows what we might discover.
So how are you not connected to the chiral network if you're talking to me?
Still there, Sam? If so, I have a request. When you're ready, head upstairs to the delivery terminal.
Oh, this
Can I
explains
help you?
more.
Holy shit. John, is that you? What are you doing here? My wife's checked in. I don't want a repeat of last year. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were that.
Is John die Heartman? Because his voice.
Beginning scan.
Sounds a
Scanning
lot
bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All web.
Sam, the west side of that region is covered by a massive tar belt. Beyond it is Edgenut City, the last bastion of civilization you'll find that far out. It's your final destination.
Ah, so I'm almost
Once
done
you
with this.
use the Cupid to connect it, the chiral network will span the entire continent. The rebirth of America is so close. And remember, that's where Amelie is being held captive. We need you to bring her home safely. But before you cross the tar belt, there's one more knot we need you to tie. Heartman will help you get it done.
Sam, I'd like for you to bring me a few things. First, the dog tags you took from that soldier. Tuck them away in a pocket so you don't misplace them. Second, Mama's corpse. Her body shows no signs of necrosis, and I, for one, would like very much to know the reason why. Closer study may yield information that could prove instrumental in helping us to overcome the Death Stranding. Suffice it to say,
1 minute remaining.
I don't have much time. See to your preparations. I'll be waiting. You'll find an official order on the terminal.
Let's do that. There we go. It's really awkward. I'm sorry, that looked really awkward.
All right, Sam. Take care of her. And don't worry, she won't go necro. Millingen's special. Be funny if these Ha of ours ended up being the key to saving us all.
It might. It just might.
Order assigned.
See if I can't pick up winter clothes.
Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
Keep on keeping on.
Of course. You're actually right there. Oh. Well, that is pretty much perfect. Other than getting the winter clothes.
Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID.
That was put.
Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Fancy. It's a very fancy police guy. But I just... Yeah, this one might be a lot shorter because I cut out... I just plan on cutting out that really long cargo and the winter clothes stuff. Alright, make, deliver, confirm.
Delivery complete. Displaying performance evaluation.
Shocker, you talk. wasn't damaged because I tried to take shortcuts with the truck. I forgot I had a bar on delivery. Oh jeez.
Request to join UCA. Registered. Awaiting Cupid connection.
Why is he not talking? Why do I still have Mama's body on me? It's in the shape of a heart. Of course. Thermal pad. Of course, and there's a heart-shaped lake.
Please proceed into the facility with the cadaver. Good work.
Oh.
Keep on keeping on.
Name's Sam.
There we go. Into resuscitation. What? What the hell? I'm so confused. I love the theme that's playing. I'm genuinely curious. Eight, 7.
Heartman.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
I guess he was visiting his beach. Or is he a recipient like Sam is?
Well, you certainly caught me with my pants down.
Okay, that hourglass is
Glad
cool.
you could make it, Sam. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to alarm you, but I am what I am. Ah, please,
Which is...
lay her down there.
What are you? A zombie?
Still no sign of them.
You know your heart stops beating.
It stops every 21 minutes. I spend 3 minutes on the beach, and then return. 60 deaths and 60 resurrections per day.
That has
60
to be
opportunities to search the beach for my departed family. This is how I live. This is my life. So,
That's
while
really
you've
rough.
traveled to and from the seam an impressive number of times, my beach count is a little higher. 218,549.
So, because he's basically dead for 3 minutes,
I
several
see
times
myself
a day.
in that crater. My wife and my child. It's like looking at the shape of my heart. The doctors called it myocardial cordiformia. Mine is an especially unusual case. I have pictures. Care to see Heartman's heart-shaped heart? No, you really should. It doesn't run in the family. You know, I never came to terms with their loss. In the days that followed, I became obsessed with an idea that the beach is real, and they are on it. I would induce cardiac arrest, 3 minutes at a time, and search for them.
So he's obsessing over
day after day.
Basically mourning.
Also, you could say goodbye.
Quite the opposite. It is said that everyone's beach is different. So what if everyone's afterlife is different too? I find the thought terrifying, spending eternity alone, which is why I decided to find my family and make sure to move on with them.
You mean die with them?
If death would see us reunited, then yes. But the repeated cardiac arrests took their toll on my heart. The muscle gradually deformed. And after a while, they started calling me the beach scientist. Heartman. I'm glad we could have this conversation. Oh. A body that doesn't necrotize. No sign of decomposition. It's as if she were still alive. The perfect mummy. An impeccable corpse.
What's wrong?
Where's the other thing you were supposed to bring? Ah, found it. Behold.
Wait, dead man?
What?
It appears to be an umbilical cord. Human by the looks of it, I think. But this was no ordinary conduit between fetus and placenta. It looks more like a BT's tether. And this was Mama's? Yes. A body that doesn't necrotize and an umbilical cord connected to the beach.
Okay.
These are remarkable discoveries, Sam. Enough to set my sore heart racing.
5 minutes to cardiac arrest.
I apologize if our conversation gets cut short. I must go back to the beach and look for my wife and child. One person, one beach. That's the rule. But I'm the exception. My beach is connected to others, as if it were the beneficiary of a coronary bypass. Maybe this twisted heart of mine made it possible. All I know is that I will find them.
He worries me.
Even if my
really
every
does.
visit raises new questions. I'll have my answers one day. One day.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
The battlefields. The endless wars you found yourself trapped in. Why do World War-era soldiers wander the beach a century after they fell? Normally, the souls of the dead move on. The beach is just a corridor, a place through which they pass on the way to the other side.
Okay.
But if regret, resentment, a fervent desire to remain, if these feelings are powerful enough, they may give rise to an altogether different beach, a collective purgatory for an army of the damned.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
Clifford Unger. His misery and hatred, combined with your BB acting as some sort of catalyst, have brought these battlefields to our world.
2 minutes to cardiac arrest.
But that doesn't answer the question of why he's there.
It's just a theory.
You think Higgs is pulling the strings? Pulling all their strings?
Ensure you are in a stable position.
I don't know. But evidence does suggest that Higgs brought them here.
1 minute remaining. Please hold on to something secure.
Oh, before I forget, I have a favor to ask.
Activating lab security measures.
Could you just relax until I come back? Time stops on the beach, but not in the scene. Rest assured, it'll only feel like 3 minutes to you. We'll continue this shortly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
Welcome back.
No luck. Visit 218,550. Oh, sorry. Where were we? I may be used to the 21-minute cycle, but for a first-time face-to-face meeting, there's just too much to cover in one go-around.
Can't be easy living like this.
Yes. And no. Now that I'm acclimated to it, it isn't especially, onerous. Defecation, pollution, nutrition. Most of life's basic functions fit rather easily into a 21-minute time slot. Sleep is the tricky one. And intercourse, I suppose. Verbal or physical. Not that someone in my position has to worry much about either. Do you read, Sam? Listen to music. Watch films. You know, I keep busy. I have a collection of music, television shows, some very interesting short films, and stories. Everything consumable within a 21-minute window. All from before the Death Stranding, of course. But honestly, the 21 minutes I spend here, all downtime, nothing more. Time spent waiting to go back to the search. My body may be present, but my soul is on the beach. I'm already dead.
I know that feeling. Lost my family in an accident.
Well, I never expected you to open up to me. As it happens, I
love how he does it to
read
the camera.
about your circumstances. I lost my family in an accident.
And really, I never would have guessed with the heart-shaped crater right next to
I was
your
in the
house.
ICU having heart surgery, out of town, in the city. When it was clear that I was going to pull through, my wife took my daughter back to the house to collect some things for me. And then they were caught in the void outs. The city and the hospital were spared the worst, but the shockwave knocked out the power and my life support. I woke up on the beach.
Okay.
The people who died in the two void outs were there. What happened? What's going on? I saw my wife and my daughter in the procession. Hey! It's me! Where are you going? Wait! Don't leave without me! No! Don't go! Please, don't go! The ICU's backup generator kicked in, and I was brought back to life by the defibrillator. Exactly 21 minutes after my heart had stopped. And that was the last time I saw my family. It's my damned heart's fault that we were torn apart. But it's also the reason I'll see them again someday.
I don't
It
understand.
defines me. I am Heartman. Ever since, I've walked the beaches of others. I follow my family's footsteps for a while, and when I get tired, I return here to continue my research. It's funny though, even when my heart stops, the pain lingers.
Because
You have
I'm
any
not fully
family
dead.
photographs, Sam? Pity.
5 minutes to cardiac arrest.
You mind telling me what I'm doing here before you go back to the beach?
Oh, of course. There's a prepper-owned station in this area. Our scientists stationed there are researching material from before the Death Stranding.
What kind of material?
The Earth has a long memory. It's trying to tell a story, one that goes back to the very beginning, one that not even the Death Stranding could erase. The scientists are all colleagues of mine from the earlier expedition. I'd like you to bring them onto the chiral network. Amelie proposed we establish our research posts along this belt. Despite
So I
a
have to connect
worldwide
them,
search, this is the
and then
only
go
area
get
known to
Amelie.
contain fossils from the late Cretaceous period. When the dinosaurs died out. The assumption being that the last ones lived here, and here alone. You see, hiding in the Earth then are memories of a major mass extinction. Clues that could tell us how to
tell me
survive
what's
our
going
predicament. Certainly, that was
Wait.
Amelie's hope as part of
Wait,
the advanced
explain
team
the
when
Death
she
Stranding
assigned our
and
backup team
everything.
here. The past informs the present and aids us in building the future. She was careful to impress that upon us before she went west.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
Shut up. I'm putting you on mute. Sometime later, we
Oh,
began
no.
to observe unusual activity in the tar belts outside Edgenot City. Vast quantities of tar began surfacing, spreading, consuming many of my colleagues, as well as a chiral way station. The whole incident defied explanation.
You think Higgs is to blame?
I don't know, but we needed that way station. It was essential to expanding the chiral network westward. That's why I'm asking you for your help in building a new one. It won't be much given the handful of equipment we've managed to scrape together. Nothing like the knot cities, that's for sure. But a knot is still a knot.
I
Sam,
don't know what
I want you to
knot
use the
stands
Cupid
for
to
with
put
them.
the scientists on the network, then go to Amelie. Afterwards, we can get back to the important job of researching the deaths.
I know it. I knew that
Don't
was
worry
going to
about
happen.
him, Sam. The air mat floor absorbs the impact. I'll unlock the door for you.
I love it. That was too good.
Sam, you heard him. You can grab the order at a delivery terminal.
Well, I'm gonna leave that here. That was perfect. But I'm gonna leave that here. Hopefully, I can do good enough editing. If so, you'll only see it in one full part. But I will see you guys in the next part.